technical difficulties. New season. Just wait for anybody to join. Seems like I've got to go this way around to do lives these days. Just jump in the chat. Let's have a conversation. See if anybody's ready to chat about what we've just seen. That's a James Park. I'm going to see if I can flip this around. Not quite. We'll go this way. Let us know in the comments that you guys have joined. And we'll have a bit of chat about what we've just witnessed at St James's. Newcastle United, of course. Proper backs to the wall stuff, wasn't it? A lot I like about the way that, you know, the crowd came into the game and made a big difference on the day. It needed that, like, it needed it. See a couple of you guys joining there. See 8 on. I'll wait a little bit longer before I really dive into the kind of analysis that you guys have come to expect on the Geordie Journos. Of course, it's the first live we've done since the final day of the season. Not sure I like this new sort of angle, but it looks like that's the way that it wants me to do it. I was trying to do it from the sideways angle, and it keeps giving me keeps giving us a warning message, so it doesn't really want us to do that. It's the 18 people on. Give it a like. Join the conversation. Anyway, 18 new guys on. New season, same old. I'm back on here. Back to the Geordie Journos, chatting with you guys. I do want to hear what your thoughts on that were. Newcastle United, of course, 1-1 beat Joelinton, scored the only goal of the game just before half time. If you weren't here at St James's Park, there was a little bit of a view of the grass getting cut and things happening. There's nobody left here really in the press box. They're all down doing the important job, speaking to Eddie Howe while I chat to you guys. Yeah, so my thoughts on that game, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best of games. I think Newcastle United struggled 11v11, and I actually think the red card, as controversial as it was, made a big difference. It almost brought the crowd into the game, and it changed the dynamic really, because 11v11 Newcastle were getting played off the park. It disrupted Southampton in many ways, disrupted their flow. The same spaces they were finding behind Newcastle United's midfield 3 and out wide with Burton Diaz, of course, for that controversial decision for the red card. Newcastle sat that yard or two, well, probably 10 yards or 10 yards or 20 yards further back when they went down to 10, and it just, those gaps closed up. It was a real rearguard action. It was needed. I've got to say I was concerned for them. It really wasn't an enjoyable first half hour before that red card. It had the potential to change the game for the worse, and it ended up changing it for the better. I suppose you probably want to talk a little bit about that. Let's just address it straight up. Look, I've seen them given. It kind of years ago, it used to be a thing where it was, I'm going to go wandering here. I've seen somebody said they've got motion sickness. Hang with us. I'll try and not make you too sick with the opinions and chat. But I do tend to wander around. If it's your first time watching these lives on Geordie Journos, I do tend to wander around St James's Park as it spills out. I'll stand still for a bit. Yeah, I think if I'm a referee, I'm not a referee. I'm not a qualified referee at all. It kind of used to be a thing where any of these sort of coming together would be a straight red card. It's not for me. If I'm the referee today, I'm grabbing a hold of both those two players and saying, look lads, you're playing football, stop being a pair of fannies and literally get on with it. I'm disappointed in Fabian Schär, I'll be brutally honest. I don't think he should have been red carded, but if he doesn't let his ego get the better of him and doesn't fly in and put head to head, he doesn't give the referee a decision to make. If he gets up, laughs at the bloke for pushing him over, it's a booking for the away player, and Fabian Schär walks away and it's 11v11. But weirdly, if that hadn't happened, I'm not sure Newcastle United won today. They were struggling. Southampton were actually really good. They struggled in the final third in that second half when they really had to break down Newcastle, who were just sitting in with a bank of 4, then kind of 5 in front of them with Isak and Gordon breaking out, or Isak and Barnes later on. But I think it's a funny game to judge. I want to see your comments. I'm gonna I'm going to come in and look, and I see somebody saying there, I'll come to all your comments, always read them. I'll come in and read them all out now, but I think a centre-half, if one was wanted up to this game, it's an absolute necessity now. Look, Emil Kraft's a good professional. He actually came in today in a tough situation and didn't look out of place. But if Newcastle United have got to go any length of time with Burn and Kraft as their centre-half partnership, they're going to have problems. Their teams will pick that apart. So a centre-half has gone from being a want, need, to an absolute necessity. There is no debate about that. Doesn't exactly strengthen Newcastle United's position when it comes to negotiations, because every football club knows who Newcastle United go to, whether it's Mark Gay or whether it's someone else. Whoever owns those players know exactly that Newcastle United don't have centre-halves. You can hear kids shouting because you see there Joe Willock's giving them I might have just missed him there. Joe Willock giving some young fans a nice heartwarming moment there, giving young fans a little cheer who are up there in the gods. Right, I'm going to jump in the comments. I've had my say. I'm going to say quickly what I think about my star men today, which is what we always go through. I thought Nick Pope was good today. I thought Hall had a tough day. It didn't suit him. He's an attacking fullback who piles on and gets forward. He's good with the ball, an attacking threat. It actually suited Lloyd Kelly, and that was a really good change by Eddie Howe coming out of that. Hall's attacking prowess, he couldn't get out. He couldn't affect the game going forward. However, Lloyd Kelly came on immediately. You could see his body position and the way that he fronted up to the wingers whoever Southampton threw out there. You could just tell he was more suited, and it was suited for a more defensive left back. It's nice to have those options. Actually, I thought that was a good change by Howe. The two centre halves, like I say, Fabian Schär, he needs to look at himself in the mirror. He controlled the controls. He shouldn't have been sent off. He shouldn't have given the referee a decision. Dan Burn, I thought in that second half, Dan Burn and Bruno in that second half were outstanding. Bruno looked knackered, but he just seemed to get more involved as the game went on with his last-ditch challenges, his clearances, and the bits at the end where he somehow sprinted forward. It was like watching a bloke running through treacle, and he somehow got his head to the ball and won a free kick and got the player booked. It was just magic, and it capped a real gritty performance from him in obviously his first game as captain. I thought it was really, really good. Who else? Joelinton was a beast from minute 1 to 90. He was like everywhere defensively, everywhere with the ball, without the ball, and of course scored the goal just on the break at half time that won the game ultimately for Newcastle United. Outstanding. Sean Longstaff was every one of us in the crowd, black and white blood like I am, like a lot of you guys watching this will be. He put the challenges in light on Brereton Diaz, who conned the referee effectively for the red card. He didn't deserve anything out of the game. Sean Longstaff was every one of them when he came down here in this little corner here down at the Lees' corner, where he absolutely smashed into Brereton Diaz. I think everybody felt a little bit of that and got the crowd going, and he won his challenges and was probably more back to his best than we've seen in quite some time. So I was pleased for Sean Longstaff. Anthony Gordon's a shadow. Look, I think it's just he's just had such a busy couple of years that I think it's caught up with him, and he needs some more minutes in his belt. He looked rusty as hell today, but put a shift in. Isak, little to no, nothing to really go off, but I thought he was an outlet in that second half. I didn't think he had a bad game, although it wasn't the usual Alexander Isak. We didn't really see the flashy match-winning type stuff that we're used to seeing from the player. I think that's a real Jacob Murphy's just harsh. It's harsh that he had to be taken off. Harvey Barnes needs to do more. Yeah, I think that wasn't the change I would have made in that game. I would have probably, and this is going to sound controversial, I might have went for somebody like an Almiron because of the graft that he puts in. I thought Barnes was okay when he came on, but I think Newcastle needed a little bit more. And look, he did well. There was a good defensive action towards the end where he managed to see somebody out in the Gallagher-Strawberry corner there. And let's not be too critical. That was a really positive result. It didn't feel like it was going to be a positive result early on, but they managed to see the job out. Right, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to have a look. I've done 10 minutes of my usual waffling on here. Even though I'm at a different angle, it's the same old waffle. So I'm going to actually read your comments out. I hope I'm still not giving anybody people too much motion sickness here. Phil Cross, thanks for your comment, mate. Tough watch, fantastic result. I can't really disagree with that. The first half an hour was pretty grim actually to watch, and the red card masked how poor a performance it had been early on. But really, once that red card happened, it was all about the result. Newcastle United had to hang in, had to dig in, had to get something, and they did. So I don't think there's a massive amount we can learn from this, apart from the fact is, give this crowd something, put backs to the wall at this little square in NE1, and Newcastle United are never beaten. The crowd, once the crowd came into this game, it was a really tough one for Southampton. Just going to turn here, you can see is that Martin Dubravka walking out there. There's no comments on that. That was actually a surprise to see him on the bench today. Anyway, back to the comments. Aidan Brophy, nice to see you back. Hi, cheers, mate. Well, a win is a win. Agree. Richard Stark, any transfer updates? There might well be. We'll do a longer form video. If you're new to the Geordie Journals, we do a longer form video which will go up and be uploaded this evening, and that will have updates from Eddie Howe. I'm pretty sure if you check Jordan Cronin and Dominic Sker on Twitter now as well, X as it is now, they might well have some kind of update from Eddie Howe, although he has been playing a very hands-off approach in the public domain anyway, saying after comments of Darren Eales basically where Eddie Howe is a training pitch man and Paul Mitchell is the transfers man, Eddie Howe's very much being hands off now and saying transfers isn't for me, speak to other people. So we'll see, he might comment, he might not. I would hope we'll see some movement this week, and I think my opinion on this is I think you'll see a very active Newcastle United in the next fortnight. I do not think they will sit back and relax, and I think this forces the issue even more. They do need to be active. 187 of you guys on here, give it a like, just helps the algorithm and shares out to more people. And jump in the comments, guys, if you want to have a little conversation, because I'm more than happy to answer them. Sophia, oh, I'm getting motion sickness. That was what I was referring to earlier. Apologies, that isn't me plan to make you sick. I'll try not to move about so much, but if you're a regular watcher of this, you'll know that I'm all over the shop, always. Tinfoil Hat Reality 1984, first live I've joined. Thanks so much for joining, mate. Hopefully you've caught up some of the long form videos. The guys done a fantastic job out there in Japan, Jordan and Dom, and the friendlies as well that I couldn't make it to last week due to various with family commitments. But now we're back in full swing of things, and the lives should kick off. I will actually have to note that I won't be at Bournemouth, nor will I be at the League Cup game at Nottingham Forest, because I'm going on holiday. Fancy having a holiday at the start of the season, but that's just the way it is. Apologies. So we will be back with these four. Tottenham will be the next live that you guys get straight after the game. Tony Timebridge, bonjour mate. Paul Joelinton, Liam, I am back. Magpie Ranger, great result after playing with 10 men for so long. It was worrying how sloppy in the passing was. Sloppy the passing was. It was really sloppy. Sorry, I was put off there by somebody over my shoulder. That wouldn't be Geordie Jones, but something going on. Really sloppy with the ball. Newcastle for that first half an hour, awful. Bruno giving it away. Gordon, like I say, looked a yard off it. It was a poor one. But look, I think once that red happened, all that mattered was the result, in my opinion. Gibble, Gordon was well off the pace today. Big Joe was awesome. Agree with both of those. As I said earlier, Simon Rudd, we made that hard work with 3 points is the only thing that matters. Exactly. Dodgy red card decision, but we dug in, came away in. I'm interested to know, what do you guys think? Jump in those comments now and let us know, and I'll eventually get your comments. Did you think it was a dodgy red card? As I've said earlier, if I'm a referee in this game, and I'm no qualified referee, I'm getting a hold of both of those guys and just saying, come on lads, you're playing a game of football. What's all this pathetic bravado about? There's the man, Joelinton, getting greeted by his family. What a player he was today. It just shows how much you can't say to miss them. He's just a physical specimen, getting stuck in, driving the crowd on. He's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. 193 you guys on here, give it a like, and I'll keep going through your comments. Tony Timebridge again, Breadcrumb Diaz and Prams. Oh, enjoy your trip home. Right, you're having a go at Paulson and Diaz. I was regular watchers on here. I wasn't quite at Parc de France levels of fume today, but I was close. I was googling some choice words in Spanish for the reject striker who doesn't really speak Spanish. but I stopped myself. I tried to keep a professional head on. Raheem Hussein just shows the lineup needs strengthening. I think it does. I think that's a fair comment. Marco 4863, Joelinton was brilliant. Hall isn't a defender and Kelly is going to be a star. Graham Towler sounds like hard work. Do we ever do anything easily? Tinfoil hat reality again. Thanks, mate. Missed the whole game, but I'm shocked to hear we were struggling with 11 men. Toonami definitely need a centre back in now, Liam. Exactly. Tinfoil hat reality again. Should we be concerned struggling against Southampton? Got a few people jumping in the live here. Yeah, I think we should. I think we should actually. I think there was little concerns in that first half hour. I was frustrated. It looked like Southampton were the home team, the way they were swanning about. They were actually very clever in the way that they found pockets of space. Joe Aribo, nobody could pick them up. Playing between the lines, and Brereton Diaz had so much space out on the left. Walker Peters was keep tucking in from left back into centre midfield, and again it was just a really tough one to pick up. There was some clever play, and Eddie Howe mentioned that before. I've got to say I've got my doubts about Russell Martin, but I was really impressed by what I saw from Southampton up to a point. Then when you need that Premier League quality to just cut through Newcastle United, they didn't have it, and that's probably where these teams who come up are slightly lacking. Tony Timebridge, Gay price now 95 million plus add-ons, does not surprise us. Sophia Paulson was awful for 96 minutes. Craig Foggan, VAR, what is the point? Never a red for me. Right, so on this, the reason why it couldn't be overturned is because he went so quickly to the red. So having given a red card, I think if he doesn't give a red card, that isn't turned into a red card. It's one of those where, because he's given it, is there enough to overturn it? In my opinion, surely you make the right decision, you get the right decision the best way you possibly can, but that doesn't seem to be the way the VAR is used. Ali B, thanks mate. Shite ref, VAR is a joke. Raheem Hussein, just pay for a centre back, please do. Toonami, it was a great defensive performance, but we'll have problems with share ban for 3 games. Agree. Peter NUFC off to a good start, sounded like a poor game of the ref. It was. Graham Towler, Parish is greed personified. He doesn't deserve a sale. Tom Blaylock, some worries with NUFC off the ball before red card. Early days, but I've got PTSD from last season. Yeah, I think many people have. Hopefully issues are ironed out, and Tonali coming back helps. I think everybody's hoping that. We're not expecting the next coming of Roberto Baggio or Gianfranco Zola to turn up. We're just seeing a really competent, good midfielder and someone who's hungry to prove some doubters wrong, and I really hope we'll see that. Who do we see? There's Nick Pope. Great to see him back at St James's Park. And Emil Kraft slotted in brilliantly, actually. I thought, and I'm one of the doubters of his quality at this level, but I thought he slotted in really well, didn't look out of place. Toonami, Gordon looked off the pace, but his first game. Tony Timebridge, I struggled to watch the second half, nail biting stuff. Simon Rudd, Joelinton was immense. Tom Blaylock, Shea has Toblerone for brains. I like that one. He did for that moment anyway. We've all been there. It was a flashpoint. He felt like his ego had been bruised. But I think a call like the day when he gets the chance to look himself in the mirror right now, you'll go, should have just laughed and walked away, and it would have been 11v11. But like I said earlier, I'm not sure Newcastle would win that game 11v11. It was almost the spark, the flashpoint that this game needed, and Newcastle United was the kick up the backside that they needed, and it meant they became more defensive, but that closed the gaps for Southampton and brought this lot, everybody here, brought the whole crowd into it, which was incredible. It was incredible. Where are we at? Ali B, J7, Bruno were immense, great shift from Longy 2 and Burnham. There were my 4-2. Craig Foggan, is that 3-game ban for Share? Yes, I think it is, because of violent conduct, straight red. Ali B, shaky performance. Ali B, Share should have known better. I think you've always got to look in the mirror. You control the controllables. Toonami, I blame Southgate for giving Gordon 4 minutes in the Euros. It was a wasted summer for him in many ways. He'll learn from it though. Tony Timebridge, Barnes has no pace, I've noticed. I don't know where people keep getting the Barnes pace thing from. He's never looked like a player with pace for me. He needs a certain set of circumstances, cutting in from the left on his right foot, and he's a fantastic finisher. But it's quite a niche point that we need to see the peak Harvey Barnes. That's all I'll say. Andy Ford, we would have lost that game last season. Brilliant defensive performance. David Robinson, great result. We were rocking before Shaw went off. They did take the game, correct. Marco 4863, hope Liverpool haven't turned Gordon's head, because he looked as if his head wasn't with it. Graham Towler, the best teams win in diversity season by season while becoming streetwise. Tony Timebridge, adversity not diversity. Yeah, I think that's correct. Auto correct more like. Toonami, wouldn't surprise me if a centre-back came in this week. I hope so. Graham TC Travels, seriously, Miggy, if you had one-on-one going through, you'd prefer Miggy to score versus Barnes. Best player on the pitch today, Walker, Peter, Share, knackered. Northumberland, Rockhopper, they were the games we struggled to get results from last season, fair point. So it's a positive, but I'm very worried this current squad has not improved enough to get top 6, let alone top 4. I think they'll be alright, and if they were to go as they are, I think they'll be alright. I don't think it's top 4. I don't think it's top 4, that's my personal opinion. I think they'll probably finish about where they finished last season, 6-7 with this squad. I think they need to make improvements. With improvements, I think you could be looking at top 4, but I think personally it's 6-7 is where this team will finish as things stand. Paul Joelinton still desperate for a right winger, in my opinion. Toonami, Liam, skiving off. Don't forget your speedos. Yeah, you don't want to see that. I'll not be sending any shots like that from poolside. NUFC 9999. I think the red card gave the players who were missing in the first 30 minutes. Graham Doherty, J7 was a beast today. Good to see him back to his best. Tony Timebridge, loads of comments from you today, mate. Thought it should have been a yellow, not a red. I agree. Sad Dossery, dodgy. 241 of you guys. I was only going to come on. I wasn't even sure how this was going to go this season. Obviously, we had so much success with these lives last season, and I wasn't sure what we'd do this season. The first one, blowing the cobwebs off. It's not been your slickest Geordie Journos live, probably. I wasn't sure how long we'd go, but we're 21 minutes in. 240 of you guys on there. Give it a like and do jump in the comments. I'm going to try my best to get through it all. Right, Geordie 2 for life. Definitely not a red card. The ref had a stinker. NUFC 4-9s again. You should have done it. It was never a red. Should have done it, but it wasn't a red card. Captain lied, cheat, deceive, and still couldn't win. Love that. Exactly. Get in the bin, Brereton Diaz. Add Diaz on your name. Go away. Get in the bin. As Lewis Hall filtering out. Should I get him in there? It's a bit harder. I haven't got this wide angle. Nobody's come back up yet from Eddie Howe. Must be taking a while. I think you can donate to these lives if you like the lives as well. Honestly, any money that comes into the channel stays in the channel. We'll never take any out. Just with national world budgets and others that we all work for, Shield Exec, Newcastle World, etc. If we need to dip in and take ourselves elsewhere, like for example Japan, Germany was one of them. When we need to do that, we dip into the money that's made from the channel. That's effectively all we do. We buy things like this, the selfie stick that we have here, the equipment that we use, the microphone that everybody loves. So do jump in if you want. Connell Hooley, Edmonton did what any player would do. It's the ref's fault. Edmonton. Brereton. Shea gave the ref an opportunity to make a bad call. I agree with that. Graham TC Travels, no. Sorry Liam, Shares and Naka. You know you can't put your head in a Pullman. Agreed. Yeah, I agree. Graham Towler, we always seem to struggle against, I suppose, weaker clubs, but things are changing. Gary D, Share was silly, but Diaz went down like fury at him. We certainly did. Steve C. Helium, were you surprised Trips didn't get used in any capacity? I was very surprised. He actually didn't warm up until the 78th minute, I think it was. We didn't even see him warming up at all. So I thought when he did come out, I thought that's when we might have seen him. I thought his experience, although his experience of coming into big games sometimes last season wasn't great, I did think he would have made an impact. I thought his experience could have been really valuable. Just see Tino Livramento filtering away there. Who played ahead of Trippier today, of course. Yeah, I thought we might have seen Trippier, but no, not so much. Seacrest Boxer, Joelinton was a beast today, he certainly was. Conor Hooley, I think, the top 6 position, we need more. Geordie 2 for life, Newcastle need to appeal. Possibly, his share was silly, I agree with that. Graham TC Travels, apparently Brighton were given penalty versus Everton, and VAR asked the ref to go to the screen, but didn't work, and ref would overturn the original decision without seeing on the screen. That sounds like madness. I'll have to catch up with that. I don't know what happened there. Chelsea 1. Parish is going to outsmart himself. You have to sell Gay when he's peak value. I hope we pull the plug on the deal. NUFC 4-9s. Any truth in Barcelona? Andreas Christensen. They'll be looking at alternatives. I've not heard that one, but that doesn't mean, just because I haven't heard it, doesn't mean it's not going to happen. John Yola. Glad I missed the drama. It was middle of nowhere and no signal today. Well, yeah, there was plenty of drama, but it was a good one. Good performance, and I said it wasn't a good performance, it was a great defensive rear-guard action. I thought it was a great performance from the 50,000 here at St James's Park. They really put up a fight and really got into the game, and it's just exactly what Russell Martin and his team, who were dominating proceedings to that red card point, didn't want. Right, where am I at? Graves TC Travels. Yeah, guys, usually you make your names shorter. Just for me, I'll have to read them out. And I'm tongue-tied today. Graham TC Travels. Maybe miss Willock, who can carry the ball out of defence to give more attacking options. I didn't want to see Willock come on because of the defensive actions that Newcastle United needed. I think he's more suited. If I was going to bring him on, it probably would have been for Gordon to play off Isak and just give Newcastle United that runner out ball. But no, of course, he went for Harvey Barnes during the game. Council Estate Kid, Joelinton a beast, Gary D. Paulson was poor, allowed them to kick our players to bits with no cards. He wasn't really poor, actually. And he was really poor for them at the end when he started giving Bruno free kicks left, right and centre. But we'll take it because I think Newcastle were owed it. Ali B, 100% ref got conned, but Cher shouldn't have reacted. Agree. Graham Tyler, we need Europe this season to keep our leading players. Correct. That's a must. Joelinton for life, where will the truck up, that's lovely coming. Don't you worry, we'll do the long form video a little bit later on. Reed and Ronan, I like the stream. Thanks, mate. Do give it a like. Everyone else as well. Laura Jones, hard win, but good win. Correct. Craig Foggan, message retracted. Oh man, cheating's deleting. Deleting's cheating. I'm tongue-tied today, I can't get me words out. Matty McVeigh, just our luck, need a right centre-back. Share out 4-3. Correct. Ali B, it's first game of the season, Eddie will sort it. Let's hope so. Craig Foggan, love the live stream after the game. Cheers, Craig. No, I really appreciate that, mate. Do keep the positive comments coming. It does feed my ego, and I do like it. Laura Jones, it was hard to watch at times, but our defending was excellent. Mark Slavin, have we offered 70 million to Palace and have they turned it down? Not to my knowledge. Gary D, it worried me when Eddie said the PSR issues, we need to revise our expectations. Yeah, I think that's fair. And wow, I've just seen it. Thanks so much to NUFC 9999. $4.99 donation. Honestly, I'm blown away. For the first live back of the season, a $4.99 donation, I am absolutely blown away. Thank you so much. Ben Marcy, tough day, the lads got the job done. Bit like us at 5-a-side on a Thursday night, Ben. Thanks for watching. Michael Smith, Diaz should have got a second yellow for play acting. Big Joe immense today, and keeping him fit for is critical for Champions League aspirations. Correct. Joelinton for life. Longstaff needs some praise. He covered Tino every time they had the ball on the right, especially in the second half. Joelinton was outstanding. I thought the two in midfield, it was one where Bruno came into it in the last 15 to 20 minutes, but the two either side of him were incredible and really put a shift in. Particularly Joelinton, where he covered that left-hand side where the gap had opened up with Murphy going off, of course, due to the red card. Connell Hooley. I meant we need number 6 defensive mid, not a top 6 finisher. I mean, we'll take both. That would be my opinion. Gary D, Captain Bruno, Big Joe and Longstaff was superb. I love that. Isak, what I want. Paulson lost control of the game. Tino was strong defensively. Oh, it's jumping. Big J7 was a man mountain. Eddie made a good sub to bring on Craft. Yeah, it worked. It worked. I wasn't sure about it at the time, but it really worked. Fire us? Uptime. I don't know what that means. Come in the comments and let us know what that means. Graham TC travels, sorry, back to shithousery with Pope, taking a couple of minutes rest. So again, I love that. I was actually really worried that he was going to end up adding about 10 minutes on because of that little action, but it was at a point where they just needed a sub, or it needed some. I was shouting at the lads next to him, the Chuckler brothers as they get called. I was screaming at them, as I do in these moments, saying, look, it needs something. And it was a sub that I thought would have just slowed things right down and taken the momentum away, which was starting to build with Southampton. But it was the old Nick Pope trick, and it worked a treat. Where are we at? Joelinton for life. Liam, the lighting must be good. You look half decent. Hey, you cheeky bugger. I always look half decent. I think I'm losing the Barnet. There might be a Baldy journal by this time next season if we're still going. But yeah, the lighting is alright. I'm a little bit tired, bags under my eyes. It's been a long week in the Kennedy household, but we soldier on. And thanks for the compliment, Joelinton for life. I appreciate it. Ali B, we love it, Liam. I appreciate it, mate. I love the chat and the conversation with you guys too. Can you hear us over this beautiful lawn cutting? Michael Smith, as good as Tino is, and he was essential in 1v1 defending situations, we missed Tripp's distribution with ball retention and for giving us a chance on the count out with intelligence, quality pass. I actually agree with that. I think as much as I love Tino Livramento, I do still think Kieran Trippier is probably still a better option at fullback. That might be controversial, it might not, but I don't know if Kieran Trippier will remain at the football club. I really don't. But if he does, I wouldn't be disappointed, I'll be honest with you. 191 of you guys on here still, half an hour in. Do give it a like, share, subscribe, etc. I'm going to pan round. There's Miggy. Can you get over my shoulder? There's Miggy tailing off, and there's Jason Tyndall. Michael Smith. Oh, I've done you, Michael Smith. Ben Marcy. It's always a tough day if I'm in front of goal, mate. Glad the Prem is back. That's Ben's something in the comments here, because we play 5s or 7 aside at the Walker Dome. Anybody else who plays at the Walker Dome, big shout out. We play there every Wednesday or Thursday night, and Ben's been disparaging of his goal mouth, his finishing in the final third, when he's a very good player. You're a good player, Ben. Don't bring yourself down. Where we at? Joelinton for life. Sorry, mate. Only banter. I love it, man. Andy, cheers for the stream, Liam. Tough watch with Toon. Away the lads. Cheers for watching, Andy. I really appreciate it. John Askew, do we need to move away from 4-3-3? Seem to be struggling for shape and balance at the moment. I think actually there is an argument to be said about that. Has the 4-3-3 that's worked for so long at Newcastle United had its time and come to an end? There is an argument to say that. All of the individuals, if you play the game out on paper, looks really strong, but the problems still remain, and I'm not really sure just injecting a Tonali into there in a few games' time has the impact that many think it will. That's not saying he won't play well. I still think those gaps are there, and Newcastle United can be played through. Where we at? Ali B. Thought we might have brought Sula on for Isak at the end. I think he's still a bit raw. I think Newcastle need to hang on to the ball, and it might have kept coming back. That was my fear with bringing a player like that on. Graham TC Travels, thanks for your comment again, mate. Loads from you. All about picking up points until September to get some rhythm and momentum. Nathan 888, we need Gay. It makes sense. Lily Watkins, my stepdad likes Newcastle, but he's got good taste. That's all I'll say. Richard Oliver, I don't think Eddie thought we would make so much hard work of that, hence the 2 young fullbacks. Trippier and Kelly to return, replace once Tonali's back. We need to move Bruno out of the team. There's Longstaff and Jacob Murphy. They've been on a few lives. They always seem to pass the Geordie journos when we're talking. Where are we at? Gary D. Love these instant reaction streams, Liam. Excellent content. Cheers, Gary D. I appreciate all of that. I appreciate everybody coming on. I mean, this is a massive one. I don't ever think I've been on a live stream at St James's Park where there's been consistently, for this length of time, over 200 people watching. So it is a massive thank you to all of you guys. Keep jumping in the comments, because I'll stay on as long as you guys want to keep watching. Tell me what you want to talk about. Let's start the conversation. I'll go back in your comments. C. Anderson, 1955. Lewis Hall veered from brilliant to very suspect, giving the ball away when not under pressure. There was a little bit of that, to be honest. I'm going to rest this on here so I can have a little break. He needs time as he is young, but could be difficult on the side this season if Howe persists with him at left back. Yeah, I rate him. I thought he was brilliant in pre-season. I thought he was excellent. He was one of the real high points at the back end of last season. It wasn't a game for him today. It was from the off, because you expect Newcastle to be on the front foot, driving on, extra man down the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, 2 young full-backs. And his quality is undoubted. His left foot, his ability, his passing. Defensive isn't really his strength. But as the game went on, Eddie Howe noticed that and decided that this was a game for Lloyd Kelly, whose defensive work outweighs his attacking work in many ways. And it's nice to be able to have that attack-defence options. Certain games will suit Lloyd Kelly, certain games will suit Lewis Hall. The way it panned out when it went down to 10 didn't suit Lewis Hall, because he was having to do a backs-to-the-wall job, and that really isn't his strength. So, yeah, it was a tough one for him. Connell Hooley, the lack of diversity with our tactics is why I want number 6. Would you play a double pivot for our 2 mids? I wouldn't. It means we're stuck with 4-3-3. I wouldn't probably play a double pivot. I'm not really a big fan of that kind of dynamic when I see teams play it. I don't know. I'm not a master tactician. I haven't got the answers to it. But it's an interesting talking point that was brought into the conversation a little earlier, that has the time run on a 4-3-3? Only time will tell. If the gaps continue to be happening in midfield, then maybe. Or maybe little tweaks and little signings elsewhere take that focus away. I think we're still really waiting to find that out. Nathan 888, what's your thoughts on Gay? What are you asking for? you want my thoughts on whether I think it gets done? Because I'm still... I'm not really sure what games are at play. The fact I haven't had anybody really rule it out would suggest to me that it's possible, but I'm not sitting here saying I'm confident that it'll happen. Ben Moore said, top man, glad the lives about. Oh, cheers mate, thanks for watching. John Askew, the next 2 games will be a far better barometer to measure where we are and what changes, if any, are needed. Correct. Ronald Gray, Newcastle worked hard, well done lads, I agree. Oh look, I think they deserved it for the way that they defended. 223 you guys on here. Let's get this video liked, this live. What's it been like? Let us know in the comments. The regular watchers who used to see the ones last season, how's this one been? Do you like this new portrait? Yeah, not landscape portrait. Do you like this new live? It seems to be the only way that you can do it now, unless Mr. Technophobe hasn't got things right, but it's worked. We're being able to chat. Magpie Ranger, we definitely need a new centre back, but 70 million is a game changer. Would it not be better to spend the majority on the budget on the right wing? I actually thought right winger was more of a priority this summer than centre half, even though that's me purely with the eye test. Stats would suggest otherwise. This team scored goals and conceded more goals than they did the season previous, so you would say it needed an injection of defensive quality. I think Gay can be a game changer. There is potential for it to be a game changer. And I think now they've gone for him, I want to see them go and get him. I actually really rate Mark Gay and always have. However, he has faults, and you're going to have to pay world-class money for a player who, in my opinion, isn't world-class yet. Has a potential to be much better. I'm not sure he's ever going to be world-class, but I like his pace, I like his ability with the ball, and I like his leadership. His leadership cannot be understated. So I want to see them. That's who Eddie Howe wants. I want to see them go and get him. And if it's 70 million, it's 70 million. If it's a good player that improves Newcastle United's team, I think it's worth paying. And I want to go and see them get him, personally. That's my opinion. Nathan 88, when do we look to upgrade on Pope? Next summer, I would think. Connell Hooley, agree with the whole comment. He's still not a good defensive fullback. The game state didn't suit him. Good sub. No, I agree with all of that. Mandy Pyle, do you think Gordon has had his head turned because he was playing the first half? For me, he didn't see up for it. I think he's not anywhere near up to speed. He's played 45 minutes since coming back from England duty, and everyone's like, oh well, he didn't play for England, he can't be tired. He could have been sitting on a sun lounger there, mentally refreshing, physically refreshing, and then come back and had a full pre-season with Newcastle United, but wasn't, and it was away with England. I think it was actually detrimental, but he'll have learned good things from it, and hopefully he'll get better. He's class. He's a class player. He will get better over the coming weeks. And I couldn't judge a player by saying I think he's had his head turned, because I don't necessarily believe that to be the case. Ali B1. Yeah, I do think today might have been a game for trips, but Hall did make a goal line clearance. He actually did, yeah. And then Livramento, although I wasn't thinking it was the best game for either of them today, that little sequence where Hall dived in and made the save, and then Livramento clipped one around the corner with a block. It saved the game. It saved 3 points when Newcastle United today and got them off to the perfect start, so who can complain? Julie Husband thought it was a good result under the circumstances, but I do think we need a couple more players in, especially defence. We're not sure I would play 70 million on Gay. Do I think Mark Gay is worth 70 million? I don't. But he's only worth what Crystal Palace want to sell him and what anybody wants to pay. And if Eddie Howe believes that Mark Gay transforms this team defensively, and he's got the attacking ability as well, he's not just a defender, then I'm all for it. Go and do it. Go and do the deal if that's what you think. It is quality over quantity this summer. They don't need quantity. They do need an injection of 2 real quality players, and that business is still to be done. UK Strains, glory, Man United. You're on the wrong stream, mate. John Askew. We're one of the best strikers in the world at the club. We must feed him with decent substance so he can do his stuff. He's world class. I agree. L Stapleton. Gordon has only played 45 minutes before today. He's not match fit, but still willing to give us all. I agree with that as well. UK Strains, do you work for Newcastle? No. I'm just a journalist, but a Geordie. Hope you're enjoying the stream anyway, even though you're not on Newcastle United persuasion. Nathan 888, superb, great to see you back. Thank you from Dubai. Oh, I hope it's nice over there, Nathan. Oh, and thanks very much for the kind comments. Do you see? You'll always be widescreen material. Hey, honestly, yous are full of it today. Yous are full of it in these comments, and I'm loving it all. Great to see live chats back. No, thanks for watching, Steve C. I really appreciate it. Where are we at? Nathan 888. How good is Kraft? A proper player and can always be called upon. I mean, I think he lacks quality. but today he came in and slotted in really well. John Askew, with the midfield of Joelinton, Bruno and Tonali, is there a danger we could be a little lightweight, especially away from home? Not with Joelinton in there, I don't think. I do like Sean Longstaff's physicality though. So I think it's going to be a horse for courses in that respect, as it was last season when all were fit. Chris Tofa, strange game, but 3 points is all that matters. I think Shea has forced a transfer today. I do, but I don't think that necessarily puts Newcastle United in a great bargaining position. 40 minutes in, 228 people watching live. Unbelievable. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. You know, tentative pre-season nerves about bringing lives back, but we're back with a bang. We're back with a bang, and it's all because of you guys. Thanks so much. Ali B1, I don't want it to get done. He's too expensive. We need to move on fast. Rob Foreman, here we go. High blood pressure football from the tune like last season. Gary D, do you think we will go for Ryan Cherky now his deal has fallen through? I don't think it's not the name I thought. There's somebody messing on with the somebody's children messing on with the horn. If you can keep your eye out of one of the grass cutters. If you're wondering what the hell that is in the background. John Askew, where do you see Willock and Barnes figuring this season impact subs? Ronnie Gray, quality players cost serious amounts of money. There's no escaping that fact. Correct. And if you think you've got the right man, and I think Eddie Howe deserves that trust, if he thinks that's the man who transforms Newcastle United, then I'm all for them going for it, whether it's 65 or 75. I think it's not our money, and there are two needed. I think they'll only sign one without any sales. And if it's only going to be one, you may as well go for the one you really want. John, waking up in Vancouver, love to see. Nice 1-0 win opening day. Hope you slept well, John. You missed a good near at St James's Park, but I'm sure you'll catch up. Clouds, if you want to sat and watch that and think we don't need new centre-back questions, you'd be asked. Correct. Conor Hooley with Gordon Gay, I don't get why we've got a director of football known for getting value from Europe to then spend this long looking to overpay for a domestic player. I do think it looks like on the horn it looks like maybe one of Nick Pope's little ones. 235 on here, give it a like. Cheers guys. Conor Hooley, back your comment. Basically why we're going for domestic players. I do think Eddie Howe still has a fair bit of pull with regards to transfers. I think that's why we are. Ali B1, 100% agree, Connell. Andrew Garrett, I think the midfield is too open. We need a 6. Wanting to pay 70 million for a centre-back when the midfield is that open is mad. Buy a 6. Gwip, is the deal with Milan dead? Sounded like there was good progress before we shifted to Gay. How many serious people were talking about that deal? That's all I will say about that one. John Askew, we enjoy it, man. Liam, don't worry about that. Oh, it's good to hear. Richard Oliver, agree partially with Andrew Garrett. Mint 8 looked good again. Marco 4863. I don't care. He's dead to me. Doesn't play in black and white. Out you go. With Kieran Trippier filtering off there with some of his family, presumably. Joe Willock behind me. It's harder this. Let's get these people in. 43 minutes. Thanks guys for staying tuned. I think you've probably had enough now. Have you had enough of me? Surely there's only so long that one man can talk to a phone screen. Could even be the longest we've ever done on here, but the support is there. 230 you guys are still soldiering on, and there's more comments coming in. Cloud's going to put you on the spot. Do you think we get Gay over the line by this time next week? I'm not confident they do, but put me on the spot all you like. I'm not in part of this deal. I think the fact they're still there means it's not over. It could happen and a lot can change, but I wouldn't say I'm particularly confident that the deal gets done. Ryan Taylor, Joelinton and Mence agree, was incredible today. Thought the rest looked below par. We didn't have an answer to their shape, which was concerned. That was a big problem early on. They didn't have an answer to that shape. I think you're being a bit harsh on Dan Burn. I thought was incredible in that second half. Bruno was incredible in the second half. And for me, who else did I pick out? Nick Pope had a decent game, made some good crucial saves at crucial times. I thought Longstaff had a great first half, faded after the hour mark, but it was a good performance from some of the players, although some were a little bit off. Ali B1, I've missed the lives and post-conference feeds. Appreciate it. Appreciate all your support, everybody on here. 221 years, still watching. Incredible stuff. Craig Foggin, go find out what Eddie has said. No, I'm sorry. I really should. I just wonder if there's anybody around who I can ask. There's not many people really filtered out from the press conference yet, which makes you think it's probably gone on a little bit longer, or people are doing their write-ups as can be expected. Clouds, do you think they will get a new centre back even if it's not Kate? Absolutely. I think they'll definitely sign a centre half, especially now. I think they were only going to do one big deal unless there were sales. I think one of the players that we all talked about, Trippier seemed the most likely for most of the summer, and I still wouldn't rule that one out. Almiron has interested parties. I just don't think he wants to leave. And Wilson was written off because of his injury, largely. But I do think one of those had to go. There had to be some more movement to ensure that a second big deal could get done. But we could see them dip into the loan market, of course, like they did at the very end for Lewis Hall last summer. Ian Campbell, it's 3 points. Correct, it was. Magnus Offham, are you sure Shaw gets a 3-match ban? Great live stream. My understanding was it was violent conduct, and a 3-match ban comes with that, given it was a straight red for violent conduct. Happy to be corrected, but that's my understanding of the rules, unless there's appeal, which I very much doubt, because that won't get overturned. I'm pretty certain of that. Right, just dipped under 200. 46 minutes of this. I think that's time to call it a day on the live Geordie Journals. It's been a good return. I've enjoyed myself. Like I said, I had some pre-match nerves. How's this going to go? How are we going to reconnect with the Geordie Journals following, which has continued to grow exponentially over the summer, and we can only thank every single one of you for all of that. Your support is never underappreciated. So thanks so much. I hope I've kept you entertained. I hope I've given you a little bit of colour, even though we're not in widescreen. Well, not quite. I fill the screen out, of course, as was mentioned earlier. But yeah, I hope I've given you a little bit of colour, and we will do a little bit of a longer form. If I've got anything left to say, I'll try my best. I mean, it happens. That's Harvey Barnes. Have a little look at that one. There he is. Filtering out. I'll get the angle right at one point. Right. I see the cheers coming in, and thanks. I do appreciate it. It's been brilliant. I'm going to cut this off now. Thank you so much for everyone here that liked. Incredible from was it NUFC 9999, who also dropped a $5 into the Geordie Jones account. Thanks so much. It's never underappreciated, and I will see you in the longer form video with Jordan Cronin of Newcastle World and the Shields Gazette's own Dominic Skur. I'll see you there. But this will be the last live we have till Spurs. And I'll catch you again on the live at Spurs. Spread the word, get your mates to jump in, and we'll have a big conversation straight after the match. Why not? It's not always going to be right, we're not always going to have all the answers, but we've all got an opinion, so let's crack on. Right, cheers guys, it's been a pleasure, and I will be back for more throughout this season. Cheers guys.